All right, we are currently on page 41 of your theory books, and we're going to discuss compound time. A couple lessons ago, we discussed simple time signatures, which essentially is any given beat in a bar, you can divide it evenly into two. That's called a simple time signature. The other is called a compound time signature, and the only defining characteristic of a compound time signature is that the beat is subdivided into groups of three rather than two. That's the only difference. Okay, so this time signature over here, if you look at this bar of eighth notes, there are 6 eighth notes in the bar. Okay, simple time, you can see based on the grouping of these eighth notes that there are 3 pulses or 3 beats in this music. 1, 2, and 3. The beaming of these eighth notes clearly indicate that there are 3 beats in this bar. Okay, because they're grouped into 3 groupings of 2 eighth notes each. Compound time, on the other hand, you can see they grouped 3 eighth notes together. There are still the same number of eighth notes here as here, but since the grouping is different, we call this compound time because we're counting in triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As opposed to over here, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can feel 3 beats in here. You can feel 2 beats in here. Okay? The primary beat in a compound time signature is a dotted note. Most often, and for the vast majority of the time, it is a dotted quarter note that gets the beat. All right, so as an example, in compound time signatures like this, in 6/8, you do have 6 eighth notes, but they're grouped exactly like this. This is what a standard bar of 6/8 time might look like. In 9/8 time, we're simply adding another group of triplets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then if we zoom in here, I might even just draw, let me just do this real quick here. I'll draw 3 more eighth notes so you can see it a little bit easier. And all of this together would be a very standard 9/8 bar of rhythms. Okay, we're calling these time signatures compound because the pulse is here. That's one pulse. There's another pulse right here. 3 eighth notes together. You don't divide 3 eighth notes evenly into 2. Okay, because the timing is in threes. That's why we call it compound. And then 12/8 time signature is just yet another set of 3 eighth notes, of course, beamed together. So all of this together might be a very standard 12/8 time signature. All right. Some of you may have heard me talk about whenever we've played music in 12/8, people in band. I say 12/8 is just 4/4 in triplets, right? Because there's the beginning of beat 1, there's the beginning of beat 2, there's the beginning of beat 3, and beat 4. Okay, the beat is still the same. You might count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a very common feel, right? But instead of going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, we're not dividing these beats in half, we're dividing them into triplets. So 1, 2, 3, 4 becomes 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a triple, a triple, a triple, a trip. And that's what gives you that's what makes it compound time. The fact that each beat is divided into 3, not 2. All right. I know that might have felt like it took a while to explain that, but it's very important that you understand that the feel is different. Okay. So in these examples, circle the dotted quarter note beat. In 6/8 time, the dotted quarter note gets 1 beat. You'll see they circled every grouping of 3 eighth note beats. Okay. The first bar has been done for you, as you can see. So carry on with this exercise. Find every 3 eighth notes and put a circle around them for both lines of music here. Okay. For the next little exercise, identify the following rhythms as simple or compound. So look at whether the groups are in twos or threes. Figure out where the pulses are, and then decide, can these pulses be broken down into twos or into threes? And that's what will tell you whether these rhythms are simple, these time signatures are simple, as in broken into twos, or compound, broken into threes. At the bottom, simply complete the table by drawing either a quarter note or dotted quarter note equal in value to each of those note groups. And then, of course, write simple or compound to describe the time signature they belong in, right? You'll see that in each of these examples, everything is beamed together, all right? So they're telling you that everything that's beamed together encompasses one beat of time, all right? So basically, look at the first one as an example. 2/8 notes. That can be simplified into the equivalent of one quarter note. Since that one quarter note can be divided in half, we call it simple. All right? What one note value here can replace 3/8 notes? In fact, I'll do the first one with you just to make it obvious, okay? 3/8 notes worth of time into one beat, as I'm sure you'll all know, is equivalent to a dotted quarter note. So, a dotted quarter note can't really be divided evenly into two, right? You divide it into 3 evenly spaced eighth notes. So because it's divided into 3, this is not a simple time signature, it is a compound time signature. Okay? That is a compound rhythm because you divide it into 3. All right, do the last few on your own. Finish up this worksheet. We'll take it up in class, of course, and if you have any questions, we can bring that up. Thanks so much, and see you in the next lesson.